I'm Pam Stevens. I'm a librarian, half-time at the University Community Branch in University City. And this is my kitchen. How to cook and eat an artichoke. First, pick your artichoke. This is an artichoke plant. No, you don't normally have to start this early with picking an artichoke from the plant, but if you do, they will be really fresh. In the grocery stores where you will most likely pick your artichokes. Once they are home and you're ready to cook them, the first step is washing, because you want to get out any dirt, possibly if there were any little bugs left in. Shake, shake, shake. Pat dry with a paper towel. And then the next step is trimming off the stalk. So you've got a nice level base and the artichoke later can sit on a plate like that. I like to take some kitchen shears and cut the tops. And these little tiny ones at the bottom, some of those leaves can just be discarded so you have a little more of a sitting base. But I like to take the leaves and cut the tops off. If it's a type of artichoke that has a spine on it, this is really important. You don't want to prick your fingers. These don't seem to have a lot of spine, but you can see this one I've already trimmed. It makes it nice and even, and it spreads it out more for cooking. So once the artichokes get trimmed, just to show the steps, this you're ready to slice the top. And slicing the top is not always as easy as one might think, but it goes like this. And that also helps it cook a little faster, and it gets good stuff down in it. While you're preparing them, the water can also be heating in a pan like that, and about a third of the way up, because when the artichokes come in, you want to have the water come high enough. It doesn't have to cover it all the way. So that's getting going there. And now back to the artichokes. We prepare a wonderful little sauce, or a little, not a sauce, but a flavoring for them to cook in. About a tablespoon of olive oil. And it goes onto a little plate. You can use any sort of small bowl, plate, whatever works best for you. About a half tablespoon of lemon juice. And I am going to grab a little spoon to mix that around. And then just sprinkle garlic powder in. You don't have to measure, but you probably end up using about a half teaspoon. So it makes it very savory. There are two schools of thought for dipping sauce of artichokes once they are ready to be eaten. And having this savoriness in the water means you don't have to overdo it on the dipping sauce, but more on that later. So there's that artichoke. And it looks like, let's put a little more on there. And the rest can also go in at the end. So this is ready to go into the water. And you can take your tongs to get it settled in. And you cook it covered. And since this is still coming up to a boil, I've got it on high heat. I'll turn it down once they're both in and it's actually ready to be cooking. And then you do the same thing with the other artichoke here. You keep on going, getting it ready. Okay, so we've just turned the water down on this artichoke because the water has come to a boil, and we're ready to do the finishing touch and getting the second artichoke in. Chopping the top off. And now to get it going. Get that good garlic and olive oil and lemon juice in. And now we'll take this over. We can put the remainder of this into the water, drizzling it in. And now we let the artichokes cook. And this is the easy part because artichokes cook themselves. That will steam, boiling, steaming, simmering. It's simmering because it's on low, but it cooks for about 40 minutes. I just took this artichoke out of the pan and it is ready to eat. The tongs are an essential tool, and you sometimes need a large spoon to help support it underneath. I guess I set it down over here because they can sometimes be a little soft. But now this is ready. And it smells good, it looks good. What you want to do is take the bottom leaves, dip it into your favorite dipping sauce. There are two schools of thought. Some people like melted butter. Some people like mayonnaise. Some families have some people who like one and some who like the other. The technique is you dip the bottom part of the leaf into your sauce and then scrape it between your teeth. Yum! Let's try the melted butter. I personally am a mayonnaise person, but melted butter seems intriguing. It is good too. I don't know who first decided that these were edible, but it is definitely a treat. It is almost a meal in itself, although we often will have hot dogs as something to go along with artichokes. It seems to go well. If you're doing this as part of a full meal, the mayonnaise can go on your entree plate. For a snack like this, it's just on a plate by itself. You definitely want to have a separate bowl to catch the leaves, because as this gets eaten down, this will get bigger. And we'll be back in a moment to show you what happens when you get to the center of the artichoke. When the artichoke gets to this state in the middle, where the leaves are very soft and you can still dip them, but it's getting to the point where it's getting ready to separate from the heart, it's time to help it separate by taking a sharp knife and sliding it in, and this whole thing comes up. You can hold it sort of like a cup, like an ice cream cone cup. Don't try to bite into that stickery part in the middle there, but around the edge, that's all still very good. And you can dip that in your mayonnaise and nibble. And this is the heart of the artichoke. And once again, it has some stickery stuff in the middle you need to get rid of. Look at all those leaves. This goes in there too. Sometimes it helps actually to do that with a spoon. And there may be some of you who are watching this saying, oh, that's where artichoke hearts come from. If you've never eaten an artichoke, the full artichoke yourself, yep, the artichoke hearts that you can sometimes have in salads, that's where you find them. This is great, and it can be dipped. Go ahead and use that spoon for the stickery stuff, so that's not so good, but get rid of it. Artichoke heart, artichoke, yum. That's how you eat an artichoke.